Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
Welcome to the Dental Efficiency Playbook. Here we go.
Hey, party people. Welcome to this episode of the Dental Efficiency Playbook. My name's Gabe Hofmann, also known as the Dental Efficiency Guy. And I am so excited to be speaking with my friend Shannon Mackey, previously of Marketly Digital. I want to announce, for those of you that don't know, that there has recently been a very exciting merger between WeO Media and Marketly Digital. And now Shannon is officially the CEO of WeO Marketly, which is a merger of two amazing marketing organizations serving dentistry to serve on a much higher level. So our conversation today, I'm excited to announce that to you, but our conversation today is to discuss something that dentistry desperately needs more of, and quite frankly, all businesses. In the AI era of today, patients can definitely feel when they're being marketed to, as I think most of us can. Mm-hmm. So they can also feel when they're being genuinely cared for, and that's the message that they receive consistently, whether it's from the marketing all the way through practice. So we're going to be talking about high touch marketing. And Shannon, welcome. It's
Thank
so good
you.
to talk to you.
I couldn't wait to come, Gabe.
Yeah, so good to see you and talk to you. Shannon, can you tell our listeners what originally drew you into marketing and specifically to dentistry?
Real quick origin story is I started out as a dental assistant in 1987. I absolutely loved it. I'm a person of service, so taking care of people and patients and the doctor, it just fit. But, 1987, I was a snotty-nosed, little scrawny, dental assistant, and I started kind of insisting on helping them with their marketing because I loved it. And then kind of moved into the office manager and then working for some really serious dental players along the way. Helped with their online courses, that sort of thing. So it just evolved into me starting my own agency in 1999. 1999 websites were super ugly. It was Flash. It was
Shannon, I was thinking when you said 80s, early 90s, one, were gloves worn? Two, that was back in the film processing days.
Yep.
I know, right?
Dipping the x-rays. Yellow pages were my best friend. Yeah.
Hey, when I started in dentistry in the late 90s, we were still processing film, right? Dipping film. There was a film closet in all the practices.
I can still remember the smell.
Yeah, me too. I don't think you can forget it. But
no.
Darkroom. Anyway.
No, it has evolved. It has definitely evolved. It was like the flyers and the yellow pages and that sort of thing. In 1999, the doctor that I was working for was a leading cosmetic dentist. We started a hands-on course there. But I wanted a really cool website, all white, thin lines, dropping pearl. And so pixel by pixel, my husband at the time built it, and then everybody wanted a RiseSpore website. So that's where kind of the agency came in. I stayed in dentistry because I was doing really fabulous things. So I kind of had the agency, and I was in there, running with some leaders in dentistry in those days. That's kind of like my origin story of it. And now here we're in 2026. It's even weird just saying it. Like, how have I been doing it this long? But and now some of my very best friends are dentists and in the industry, and I couldn't even imagine not doing it. But man, have I seen some changes with marketing.
It's funny though, as you say that. I think I hear so often, Shannon, for any of us that refer to ourselves as OGs in this industry, it's as we know, you get in, and then because of the relationships, and it just draws you in further and further and further, and people never leave, even though they don't expect that or plan that when they jump in. So as I said, I'm excited to talk to you because how often in your world, right, we're talking about high touch marketing, right? Heart-centered dental marketing. And what does that mean to you? Can you talk a little bit about how you see, you mentioned the shift, but high-touch marketing today?
Yeah, I guess, it's not like we haven't said that for years, like, thinking about all the touch points. Like, it's like, marketing speak is, it takes 8 to 12 touch points to get somebody to come into the dentist. Like, you kind of say that, you have SEO, that sort of thing. But what has amplified high touch, and it does have a strong meaning, like, you have to, like, hone in on this. After COVID, I was just like, marketing wasn't working. It was like kind of insanity. Like everybody was calling up almost in tears, right? Their team was trying to come back in. Prices went up. They couldn't get the new patients that they want. So they're still doing SEO and paid ads. And they were just burning 40% of their budget because they couldn't get people in. And I'm like, what is this madness? Like, we can't just keep doing the same thing. And I'll kind of circle back around to high touch because it centers on that. But what I did is I went outside of dental industry to the psychology of what happened, right, to the human race after this, pandemic for 3 to 4 years. And, just even, I kind of just list off some, but it's like, and then going into marketing, like, what does that look like? So I'll kind of break it down a little bit, if that's okay.
Great. Yes, please.
To like it's kind of my journey of me figuring it out. And it's like, that's kind of how my brain is. I love to innovate and like, how can we do this differently? I'm bored. Like I get bored really easy. I'm like, okay, we've had websites that looks like this, for 3 years. Like, let's do something different. But what I found out with the experts as people's reptile brain or their croc brain basically just became so fragile because they were constantly trying to protect themselves. They were unsure. The people that they thought were authorities now, they felt like, can I even trust you? I don't think so, because there was so much drama around it. There was these high officials that said it's safe to, take these vaccines. Like, yes, no, maybe so. And then you have all these different layers of generations that it was affected easier. It's like Gen X is like, oh, wear my mask and, do these things and hunker down. And then, we just had all these generations that dealt with it so differently. But when you're talking about your reptile brain and them needing more proof and more trust, is like, well, what did that look like to really take care of them? Because we're service care providers in dentistry. Like your mouth is your gateway to your health, right? So if they're unable to make a decision or find a dentist, or like too worried about are they making the right choice, then we're worried about their health, right? In so many certain ways, and this is nationwide, worldwide, really. So we found out that with social media subscribers doubling, so you think, oh, that's good for business. It's so noisy. Oh my God. And then people are scrolling. So they have decision fatigue. And then like, are they trusting it? So this 8 touch points is now 27 to 35 touch points for them to finally make a bloody decision to go get your teeth cleaned.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, okay, as a business owner, as a dentist, that's one thing. Your high subscribers, everybody's on their phone, but it's super noisy, and it's hard trust fact. Like we've always said, you have to be patient first and share your heart and all these things. But now it's absolutely mandatory, because if you have stock images, if you have an outdated website and it's like your picture from 1987 after you graduated dental school, they're just like, no, I don't trust you, right? So it's like we have to now build out this really heart-centered, we call it marketing with love, and this is not fluff. We have to love what we're doing. We have to love enough to create content or proof around what we can do for our community and give it to them so they can make decisions. And go ahead.
I was just curious. So you're really talking about building the emotional trust, right? Like getting down through the marketing to the emotional driver that gets them to not just be a lead or be processed, but to actually engage in the practice.
That's 100% true because they need to see little videos. They need to, like, even Google says it's like you want them to watch 7 minutes to 7 hours of videos before they even come in, depending on your industry.
7 hours.
Right, depending on your industry, depending on the purchase, right? And how many dentists have good quality videos out there, Gabe?
Yeah. Those that are working with the agencies that know how to do it, right? Which is why I think what we're talking about today is so important because, as you know, Shannon, from so many years being in marketing, every client has tried any number of marketing agencies, and what do we hear all the time? It's the marketing or it's the agency or they're not working, right? When I think what we're talking about today is so important because it truly is a partnership in order. I mean, patients don't want to be processed. And
No.
okay, so let's talk about initially, what does marketing look like when it's too heavy? Right?
When too heavy.
Well, what you mentioned videos and how
Okay.
videos work, but like what today, you mentioned the difference today versus the past. What doesn't work anymore? And then we'll talk about, what marketing with love looks like.
No, that's an amazing question, Gabe. It is too heavy. Like that's why people aren't doing it. When I say how many doctors have video or sharing their heart or telling the real story, it's not out there because it is heavy. It's hard for them because they're doctors. They wear masks on purpose. There's very few ones that want to be TikTok dancers, right? And most people don't want to watch doctors TikTok dancing, to be honest, unless they're really good at it or really cute.
I can think of a couple, but
yeah. So it is heavy because I've ran practices for years and I know how busy it is. So we really broke down to how do we interview and strategize and direct them to what their marketing message is, their difference. Do you want to know the number one thing when I say what makes you different? What do you think that they say?
what they say, probably they talk about their clinical dentistry or their services, I would guess.
They say, I'm an expert, I'm really good at what I do, and we treat them like family. Every single, 95% of the time, they say the two same things. I'm like, okay, so everybody says that. So now what's your differentiator? Because you have, within a 5-mile radius, you have 75 dental practices, and they're all saying that. That's not a differentiator anymore, and
Right.
it doesn't move the needle.
So authenticity, your genuine story, again, I mentioned the emotion, but truly your why, your real why, and the why that drives your team.
Exactly.
For feel over, like that is high touch marketing. That is marketing with love, is sharing how patients feel when they come in truly. And I think that is the importance of obviously working with a brand like WeO Marketly, because it's, as you said, it's very uncomfortable, it's very hard, and so many people are trying to do it themselves. So can we talk a little bit about the patient side, the patient journey? I think practices forget to a certain extent that the patient experience is the marketing, right? They want to know, again, beyond just what you do or what it feels like they want to know what is their experience? Not just the comfort, right?
They want to
Security
see
is
it
number
before
one. There
they
was this
come in.
overload of I'm going to make you feel comfortable. That's where the family came in, right? Treat you like family. So, what does that look like today, Shannon?
Well, it looks like we have to actually document it and they have to see and feel it before they even come in. Is because why they say we treat you like family, they work really hard. Like the practices that call us, they work really hard on building relationships with their clients and they are good at it. But just saying we're your family does not get them in. So when you're talking about the patient experience, it is, what is that content? How can we show them and prove this before they even come in? And this is, photos, it's little videos. It's basically a patient journey along the way that we want to capture. Is that you give them a menu, you do this, you're smiling, you're high-fiving, you're doing this, like, oh, okay, they're safe. Like when we kind of step back and create their difference, right? Because they're not, that's what they're hiring us for. But when we ask the right questions and dig and find the gold, you're like, oh, can we say this with what they love? Because we need a plethora, because of AI now, especially, that's a whole nother thing, but of content that's architectured, structured to, I'm a thought leader, I get rid of barriers, and that's the patient experience, is how you get rid of those barriers, and you're nurturing and building relationships. And when you have these together, and they're like, oh my God, I would love to have a beer with that doctor, he's so cool, he's my guy, she's my gal, glass of wine, and this gets married together, it is telling the story of, it's all about the patient experience. Because even their education and everything else is about taking care of their patients.
No, I absolutely, I love that. So can we shift, because you're painting the picture, you're getting the patients in the door. The one, where it always breaks down, as you know, is the patients are converting, but then they either don't come in as patients. So that either starts with our phone, right? And how do we convert them when they go from lead to patient, and what is our conversion rate there? And so bridge that for me, because that's what I hear so often when people are frustrated with marketing is, well, they don't get me enough leads, I don't get the patients, So there's the branding, and then there's the marketing. And I think the marketing is to drive patients into the practice. But as an operational efficiency coach,
yes,
right, my mind is bridging to that, getting them in the door. And I think what do you guys at WeO Marketly, and again, this is also me learning about the new organization too. What do you guys do as far as, or do you do anything on from that aspect, right?
I love that question. It's brilliant because it could be fluffy, it could be pretty marketing, it could be videos. And we do, just to back up a little bit for the videos on efficiency, is after we interview and write all these scripts, we come in one day and we're able to get 6 months worth of content.
Oh, and Shannon, I did not mean to blow by that. I can attest that Shannon is masterful at coaching the right verbiage, getting the most beautiful video, from angles to captures to tone to lighting, the whole nine. It is absolutely gorgeous, because at that point I was still nervous and hated to be on camera, getting my feet wet, and Shannon coached many people that day through it, and so I will attest. Quick testimony.
Oh, thank you. That's like a huge compliment. And that's doctors. They don't want to be on video, right? And we want them to find their voice and share that with them. But that's like, okay, we have all of that, just like you said, and now we don't have stock images going out for ad spend and SEO and AEO. The architecture and the structure of having this authentic content connected to that is so important, with everybody putting this garbage content out there that maybe chat just wrote a blog or something, but there's no, like, this is the doctor, this is his photos, this is his video, this is on his Google profile, and you're on, we call it the Omni Dentist, that they're on all these different channels. So then the patient comes in when they're ready. So there's a lot going behind that. So let's say the doctor invests in all of this, and then what you're talking about is the efficiency guy is like, is this bringing in revenue, profitability, and building up EBITDA, right? And how you're managing your clients in the efficiency part of it. And we have a CRM. Of course, it's based in Go High Level, but we've customized it, right, for that. So that's one measure. We have a metrics dashboard that's dialed into the practice management system so we can see what patients, because the Omni Dentist is contribution. Like, we're putting content everywhere, and that's a big difference that people need to hear. You can't just go, I have paid ads and I want 10 new patients, I want 25 new patients, and I got paid ads and a little ICO. I'm like, it's just not enough anymore. You need this ethos of, the Omni Dentist on all the right channels that your patients are on. So we have that, and we're spending time and money on that. So let's say they're coming through attribution, right? They're coming through the website forms. They're coming through social media funnels, just all the things that we're attaching to their call to action from this content. And the phone's ringing or there's form fills. So that's your question, is we have a metrics dashboard that actually shows we missed 30% of the calls today. And then the people that are answering, like Kayla was great. She got everybody booked, but Betty needs a little bit of help. She only booked 20%. Yep. And so now operators like yourself can be like, we need some training in this, right? This is where we need training. This is where we're missing the mark because we can't get our ROI from that. Our marketing company's doing their thing. And now we're being able to show you on this new dashboard, and we teach the team how to carry the leads through, or we offer a call team if they don't have the means or the manpower to do that. So that's how we make sure for our dental efficiency guy, our operations that are killing it, to make sure that we get those patients in.
That's great because, as you said, if they don't have the team to do it, you offer, so I just want to take a step back. You offer the training if needed, or a call center that you can handle it for them to get them on the schedule.
Absolutely.
And so, again, because we know some practices need to outsource as team members are developing, or they need more team members than others. So I think that is important. So many important points. I don't want to completely change the direction, but I do want to touch on something that I think is an important aspect. You mentioned marketing with love, or really heart-centered marketing. And obviously I think that goes to the passion, the drive, like why you do what you do. For our listeners that don't know, I know Mama Mackey and the story, like who you are, Shannon, and the passion by which, and the drive by which you just serve and help others. So talk a little bit about the marketing with love and how that is different, that just the client experience along the journey with you guys.
Well, and this is both for the dentist and the patients, honestly, Gabe, right? It's because being a dentist is also very hard, right? You're in somebody's mouth, you're in an intimate setting, you have you are laser focused on so much, and then all of this is going around, and everything, and then you have to pop out for an exam when you're right in the middle of your comprehensive, I know all those things. And so, we really respect that pull of the dentist. So what we see from our clients is that if they share their heart and we get that messaging dialed in, marketing with love is not fluff. It is science. It's attraction, right? So if your energy is this, and you are yourself, you're like, hey, I became a dentist because I found out that my she got all of her teeth pulled at 21 because that was the thing, and her life was ruined from that. And I'm like, I am going to be the best darn dentist. There was one doctor, and he's just like, well, I don't want to say this, but I had a horrible experience as a child. I felt everything and I was screaming, but I just realized how important the smile was. And I'm like, you need to say this.
100%, because
your whole community will fall in love with you.
100% relate to that. right? So
And he's like, he's going to take care of me. He says, so really marketing with love is to take care of our community, of course, to come in. But you, as the doctors, and I just want to say this, I've heard this a million times. I just want butts in the seat. I just want butts in the seat.
yeah.
And I was,
Do you though? Because how many times are you want good patients that know you, that are excited to come and see you, happy paying patients that repeat and refer
it's a
is
high
what I
quality.
say is the product
Yes.
of a good practice. And there's there's a big difference between butts in the seats. And
It's okay, and I have never seen such a huge change in. I don't even understand, Gabe, and maybe you can fill me in on this or enlighten me. But it is nuts when they're saying get tire kickers. These patients come in and they can't even afford bus money. I mean, and they want this full mouth of dental implants. Like this is after COVID. I'm like, we've all gone mad. Because I don't know where all these people have come from, and they're trying to come into these dentists with, nothing and wanting everything, and they're just like, our marketing's not working. I'm like, no, humanity is not working. So
well,
then,
I think that's the effect. That's social media is where
yes,
that is driven from, right? Because everybody thinks that because they see it, they want it. Everything is in front of them, whether that's TV, whether that's what they see on social media, or online anywhere, and so they think I deserve this. I can get this,
yeah,
and look, from an access to care standpoint, uh, I wish that everybody could have the same level of smile design if they wanted it. With that said, I think that also goes into when you were mentioning the omnipresence, right? And transparency from one channel to the next.
yes,
You're sharing details with your form fills. You're obviously there's questions to separate the buyers, your A patient from your ideal patient. I don't want to
yeah.
label them
We
your
call an
ideal.
ideal patient really because it's like when they meet them. Like, remember when they want to have a beer with them.
Yeah.
Now the doctors and the team are so happy, Gabe, because they're getting so many patients that love them. They love their voice.
Relationship
It's
based
it's
patients.
relationship, and that's what they want. That's why they became a dentist, right?
So true.
And so, like, I don't know what it was, Shannon. Within 6 months, I'm just every new patient I love them. And here's another really a huge benefit with the marketing with love and bringing in the right patient is they've watched a few videos and they get to know them. Like one client has about 3 locations in Texas, and she's just like, Shannon, I just had a patient come in. She goes, hi, doctor. I feel like I'm with the Elvis Presley of dentistry. I see you everywhere.
Oh, that's so
And the treatment
awesome.
plan is like, hey, you need this. Okay, I'm talking to an expert because I saw her videos, and that's also social media because they are experts, right? That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not this whole sales thing and trying to warm up because doctors don't love that either. I mean, most of them have treatment coordinators, but it's also easier on them. But think about this, and you're the dental efficiency guy. You tell me what is usually the percentage of unscheduled treatment that goes into these practices because they're not engaged enough. That's a problem.
Yeah, almost 65% in a lot of practices. And you mentioned 30% unanswered. I think the average is about 35% across practices that of calls missed, which is
Yeah.
massive, not only budget, but missed opportunity.
Yeah.
So, which is why I stressed the ability for you guys to either convert those calls or the training that is provided. That's money out the door. So I think that again, the importance of this conversation it's not one thing, it's the process. And so the high touch to me, beyond what the message that the doctors are giving, I think about the high touch in the way that you guys lift up, that you guys truly serve your clients on a whole nother level and make, as you said, make them the experts
Yeah.
publicly to the patients that are going to find them, that they want to serve. And everyone can say that, but the way that you guys go about doing it is truly heart-centered, and I think that is a massive takeaway. So one
Thanks.
thing that I think we need to cover, Shannon, that we haven't,
Okay.
AI is everywhere today, and practices are acclimating AI in different aspects of their business. From your standpoint, where do you see that practices can do that without losing the human touch or losing the warmth of the practice? I think there are two schools of thought, and there's no getting around it. Like, AI is everywhere today. So how do you guys coach them on being intentional besides the marketing, right? In either verbiage, in appearance. I mean, you're the marketing guru, so I'm curious from you, where do you see that in optimizing or maximizing the human experience in the age of AI?
I mean, you just said it right there, Gabe. It is, how do we optimize the human experience, the heart? Because it's like marketing with love. Like, okay, let's say outside marketing, right? Because we are definitely implementing the AI search, everything else. Like, it's the first thing that we're looking at and implementing to make marketing a little less expensive. And then
Okay.
we have what we have now is the work that, I'll just say politely, maybe bricklayers or something can do. What we've done is we've trained up our team to be more strategists. What are we doing with AI? That sort of thing, really thinking through. And the people that weren't doing it, it's like AI is not going to replace you. It's people that know how to use AI will replace you. So there's so much different training, and I would go hard in on training your team on how to partner with that, because what that has done for our marketing and our clients, making it more affordable, making way better results, being first on the AI search is so important. But in dentistry, because I ran very, very high-end dental practices for years, is if you implement AI, please go for it, like as much as you possibly can, to do RCM or these things. It's like insurance verification and stuff like that. So you could look at companies that help you, AI receptionist to do after hours, or if you after 2 rings, 3 rings that you're not getting it, get rid of that 35% that people are missing the calls.
Yeah. Access.
When you're looking at what that costs them, it's about like $250,000 a year or something crazy for those missed calls. Like, it's a lot of money with just that. But also now I want you to have a team that is so patient focused. Yeah. So it's not Sally at the front desk, like, okay, sign in and do this. And like, then you have your appointment over here and you're doing this. And you have a room full of beautiful patients that, may have gotten a water or a coffee, may not have. And they're just sitting there waiting, twiddling their thumbs, and they don't have this connection. Okay. Right? And so please, please, please implement any AI in your practice. So the team can become these patient advocates, this patient experience. It is all about that. And then it's marketable. Now let's market that. Now let's get that on video. Now let's
you just
that.
Again, like, can you market the amount of time showing every patient gets a tour through the practice?
Yes.
We spend X amount. We have more time, 40 to 90% more time.
Yes.
Because we've automated this, and this to give you a better patient experience, to have more time with you. I think, again, we used to always coach to show the technological advances. But that's why I wanted to touch on it with you, because you just enlightened me on how marketing can present the AI and the ability to have more time to better serve patients, to learn more, gain more education, to provide more services, to give them a better patient experience, to, again, I think, to eliminate billing hassles or fraction of billing. Like, this goes on and on and on. So I think today, again, super congrats on the merger finally going through. That
Yes.
is so exciting
Yes.
for you guys. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing
Thank
as
you,
time
Gabe.
goes on for the industry. So I do like to run through probably the final question would be, Shannon, if you could leave dental leaders with one message about growth and connection, what would that be?
Ooh, I know this one. So hard. Okay, so for dental leaders, I honestly see my doctors are happier. They are rocket shipping their practice themselves as individuals when they have an executive coach or someone helping them be a leader, because they can't do it all. And even taking care of their associates, there's associate coaches, any sort of way that you can get help in that. And the problem I've seen, because I've consulted past in the years and I've been around for way too many years, is maybe they've had a bad experience or two. But I just have to say, I have locked arms with some of the most amazing coaches and consultants and people to really help them, because it is a minefield out there, and there's so much that they can do to increase profitability and EBITDA, adding locations, making the team. It's having those brilliant conversations instead of doing same old, same old. So I'd highly encourage that.
That's so good.
For that. And then them as leaders, they can become leaders, but there's a way that they can use AI as a second brain for them to run their practice. And so for them to learn how to do it, there's different ways to do it, but don't be afraid of it. I think dentists as CEOs and wanting to grow in different ways, they have to make sure that they have learned how to, and there's so many cool ways to do it, but how to use AI to run the practice for their leaders.
Questions, what are the prompts that you need to be asking to drive your business? There's actually quite a few platforms today where that is now built in or optional, and there are sample prompts. It just keeps developing. And so, again, to make it easier for you to use, to elevate, how you run the business,
Yes.
or how you provide care, or how you work with the team, or as you said, to develop your leadership skills, give you tips, tricks, insights, and cheat codes.
I love it. I love cheat
So
codes.
one thing that I would love to do with you, Shannon, real quick, is just a like rapid fire advice. One thing every dental office should improve this month.
Picking up the calls.
Absolutely. Best marketing investment under $1,000.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. What I would do is do a SWOT of your practice, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and then put it into your AI on like, what content could I create about there, and start creating your difference and video ideas, content ideas to put that out there, and just start small.
Use your iPhone and record a 1 minute to 3 minute video.
Absolutely.
And
Start testing it and putting it out there.
all right. So biggest mistake DSOs make in branding today.
That they're too clinical, where they're looking at the numbers, and what they need to understand is, even if they're not good at it as operators, and I get you have to look at the numbers and everything else, hire somebody that can be a brand champion and bring that heart into each and every location. We just got a 30 location out in Kansas, and that's exactly what they want. And they're brilliant, and they want to start small and grow into that, but find a brand champion or a company that can help you with that, and slowly build out more community content, little videos, even engaging the doctors and the associates, because they stay longer.
Sure. That is so good. And congrats on that.
Thanks.
So what creates patient loyalty today? I know we talked about it, but that was one of the rapid fire questions.
Yeah. Patient loyalty would be really taking care of them, and that they're well educated and that they feel cared for, not just a number. There's a lot of times that they feel like just a number. So, and then documenting that, trying to get a testimonial from them or a review, because then they are your champion in moving forward, because you cared about what they said and how they thought about their, visit that day.
So good. Reviews and video testimonials on their channel. Tagging you is massive. Okay, what makes a practice unforgettable? We talked
People, and I'll just say this: people love to laugh. People love to be like, "Oh, they're human." They love bloopers. They love this. That's unforgettable. It's like everyone's like, "Oh, we send them a thank you card." I'm like, "Okay, okay."
That is why you listen to the Dental Efficiency Playbook, because it is not fully scripted and there are plenty of bloopers.
Be real bloopers.
Yeah, authenticity. So, awesome. I think for me, the tie-in, efficiency isn't about systems, processes. It's about creating a space for meaningful patient connection. And as I said, creating happy patients that repeat and refer. And I think that is really the point, and that's the bridge between operational efficiency and marketing, or marketing and operational efficiency. And truly, I think I love what you guys do in the industry. I actually have had quite a few different marketers of different types on the Dental Efficiency Playbook, because it's so key to practice.
It takes all types.
Sustainable practice growth. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And
I just want to jump in real quick to your horn, right? Is when you talked about referrals and stuff like that, and I know that you help your practices in a big way do that. But when I'm interviewing practices, they say, well, how are you getting the majority of your patients, right? A little bit of marketing, and a lot of them is word of mouth and referrals. I'm like, what system do you have in play to do that? We don't have one. Like 90% of the time, they do not have a system. It's just them. I'm like, just can you imagine if you created a system? And I know that you do that. It's so important.
Create something that you print out, that you put at each chair.
Yep.
If you love us or love your visit today, record a clip on your phone telling the world about. I love it. I love it.
Something. Scan. It's sitting there on the
desk, put in the operatories, put it all over the practice, and create a culture where you're suggesting and supporting patients to, again, authentically share their experience, their voice, or maybe you do it with them, which is better than none at all. And that is a simple cheat code to elevate your practice.
Huge.
Today, right?
Yeah, make it a system.
Shannon, thank you so much for joining this episode of the Dental Efficiency Playbook. Again, I think everyone can use time to think about, what is it that you are putting out there? What are you doing in your marketing? If you have multiple different avenues, is it consistent? And what are patients hearing? And I think we covered so many great tips today. So truly been a joy talking to you. And
so Gabe, I'm going to walk my talk. See, this is in the doctors and everything that they're doing. They have to document it. So Gabe,
hey.
What are we doing? We're helping.
Hey, love it. We are recording an episode of the Dental Efficiency Playbook talking about WeO Marketly and high touch, high love marketing. White jackets off, authentic messages across all channels. It's absolutely beautiful.
Let's do it, guys. Doctors, you need to do the same thing.
That's cool. That's the first time that we recorded a video on an episode of the Dental Efficiency Playbook. Let's go. We'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Gabe.
Hey, friends. Before you head out, I just want to say thank you. Seriously, There are a lot of places you can spend your time. And the fact that you're here with us, investing and getting better, building smarter systems, and elevating your practice, that matters to us. If today's episode brought you value, please do us a quick favor and like and subscribe. And share it with someone on your team who's ready to level up alongside you. That's how we keep raising the bar, that standard across dentistry, together. And if you're ready to take what you learned and actually implement it in your practice, head down to the show notes and connect with us through the link below. We'd love to help you streamline, grow, and create a practice that runs with greater efficiency and a whole lot more ease. Until then, keep focused on 1% better each day and enjoy the ride. We'll catch you on the next episode of the Dental Efficiency Playbook.